Right on. Yes, and we're back. We are back with another live stream. We've got Nas on the channel. We've missed the indie boss so much.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
It's great to be back.
Oh yeah, right on. And you were
This totally didn't happen because I was pressuring Fox over and over again to let me back in.
you didn't.
I was in the doghouse for a very long time.
Okay.
I was swearing too much on his channel.
Oh no. That would not deter me. It's like your ideas are too good. They're too good. It's you're too good for your own good. You know, I couldn't do that.
I try to just approach things with common sense. And it seems like that's sometimes missing from the gaming industry.
Oh my God.
No, shots fired already. We're like not even a minute in.
Oh, there'll be plenty to crap on though, and plenty to discuss.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So, shoot, shall we just jump right into it with our first one?
Sure.
Just get right into it. All right. Freaking.
Let me just. I forgot to pull up chat somewhere here. Oh,
okay. So we got Bunny and Loki in chat. Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, Bunny, what time is it there? I want to say you're in the UK. Is that right?
7 o'clock there. Ooh. 7 p.m.
Right on. Hopefully you've already had dinner, because I feel like this is going to be a little long. You know what I mean?
Well, knowing Bunny, she's going to be up for probably another 8 hours or so. She comes to see me sometimes when I'm streaming at like 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern, and she's on, and I'm like, what? Why are you here? Why are you sleeping? Not that I don't appreciate it, believe me.
Right.
I really do. But every single time I see Bunny now, I feel like I have to drink water.
Why is that?
I have a point redeem for Twitch. That's, you know, a lot of people do. It's just drink water, and she always clicks that for me. That's how I know she's there a lot of times.
That's sick. I love it.
She takes care of me. Yeah,
heck yeah. You got to make sure you drink water. There's a streamer. She was an IGN like announcer or something like that, and turned streamer, and that's how like her banner. Like, that's how I get the notification. Have you drank water today? I can't remember her name. I wish I could. Shout out to Loki and Bunny. Shout out to also Gigi, Ken, Scotty. Scotty's probably getting ready for bed now. You know, it is the weekday, which is so crazy that we're doing this on the weekday.
Is Scotty 80 years old? Why would he be going to bed at 7 p.m.?
Because he's a responsible adult, I guess. I don't know. We're all just irresponsible.
That's true. We're gamers. I mean, we stay up, we play games, we get lost in it. That's what we do.
I wish that's one thing me and Scotty didn't get into. What was he playing at the time? What game was he playing? I wish I would have asked him, Scotty, if you see this, what game are you currently playing? And just piggybacking off that, Nas, are you playing any games right now?
You mean right this second?
Well, no.
No. Well, let's see. Mondays, I'm still working on Yoshi's Island, which is a very calm and relaxing game. It's not, but that's just kind of been a running joke. It started out that way. It was really cute and adorable and fun, and now it's just gotten devilishly hard. Either it's devilishly hard or I'm just bad at it. But the jury's always out on that one.
Yeah.
Wednesdays playing Valferis, which I feel like I'm getting close to the end of.
Okay.
That's fun. That's a fun game. That you can't sit still in that game, man. It has the worst music ever. He's not talking about Valferis. He's talking about Yoshi's Island, for the record. Valferis has great music, great heavy metal soundtrack. It's fantastic. And
I think I caught one of your streams when you were playing this once. Oh, or I caught a clip that you posted.
Oh, probably me doing something embarrassing. It might have been when I dropped that spike ball on my head. Yeah. Those are the ones I go for. Those are the clips I gravitate towards. The ones where I do something stupid and laugh like a dumbass. Those are the ones that I find the most entertaining.
Yes. Yeah.
But lately I've had a lot going on, so I've been gravitating more towards the games that, you know, chill me out and relax me. So a lot of Tropico and Car Mechanic Simulator, which I don't know why, but that game is just relaxes the hell out of me. Nothing like fixing a car virtually.
Yeah, it's kind of like those the spray. God,
Oh
Power Wash.
Power Wash
Yeah.
Simulator or
Yes.
House Flipper or things like that.
Yes.
Those games are great. I mean, there's a real market for them. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
my wife loves House Flipper.
Totally. So does she simulate like rebuilding a house and then like selling it?
Yeah, that's pretty much what the game is.
That's hilarious.
You're either at the beginning of the game, you don't have enough money to buy a house, so you're just taking on jobs where you're going and painting and
Mhm.
cleaning up garbage and changing out like light fixtures and things like that.
Yeah.
And then later on, you start buying houses and flipping them yourself, and you make lots of money.
Dude, that is absolutely nuts. I can't even believe that's a game. I can't
Well, there's
believe
Goat
it.
Simulator, so
That's very
you never
true.
know.
I gotta give you that one. That's very true.
What have you been playing?
I can't even remember the name of it. It's the Star Wars game with the redhead guy.
Oh, Outcast? No, Jedi Survivor.
There we go. Yes, Jedi Survivor. So
With Cal Kestis.
that's
I think
right.
is the name of the character,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yep. So I've been playing that, and I've been trying to get through Days Gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Yeah, and then whenever Gears comes out, the reboot, I'll be on that
August.
too. Yes, August.
26th.
And this is a great
we will-
segue. Great segue.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what we're going to
Let's
talk
go
about
right
first.
into that.
I'm so bad at this. Anyway,
What are you talking about? That was perfectly seamless until you drew attention to it.
sorry. One day we'll be recognized as a notable news outlet. But for now,
Fox,
we are
every
having
single
fun.
time I'm on here, I have to remind you, you've called this the casual consumers, not professional consumers.
Isn't true. And that was kind of my out. I gave myself an out just in case, someone was like, hey, you bloke or whatever. It's like, the information gave was wrong. It was wrong. It's like, okay, well, we're just casual consumers over here. We have actual full-time jobs, kids, wives, and all that. So we can't
Yeah,
stay
that's
on
true.
like on top of everything.
Being casual is
Mhm.
better than being the internet's worst gaming podcast. That's true.
Shots
Absolutely.
fired. Talk about shots fired.
Oh, not shots fired, but it is a little shout out to
Yeah.
my man Loki.
Yes, and what's so funny is it's one of those misdirections because him and his co-host, they are so dang smart, and I love how they call themselves the worst gaming podcast. It's freaking great. It's fantastic. Oh my gosh. But yeah, nice shout out, by the way. Talk about great
Hey, you know
segues.
what?
I like that.
We're just clicking, man. We're just clicking.
Yes.
Great.
All right. So Gears, the reboot, is coming out in August, and there's a little tidbit that we found out also.
What's that?
They're coming out on PS5 on the PlayStation as well, which is
And PC.
and PC.
Mhm.
The reason that PlayStation sticks out is like this kind of marks the end of true exclusives because Gears of War is an Xbox baby. That's their brain baby.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, you could say Halo.
yes, yeah. Well, Halo, Gears of War, they're exclusives that were meant to sell their consoles. Gears of
Yeah,
War
and
was
before
part of
that,
that.
I mean, Forza as well was also
yeah.
Microsoft exclusive, right?
Yes.
So it's been kind of like the smaller dominoes first, and now the bigger dominoes are coming, and
Yep.
the last one is probably going to be
Halo.
the Master Chief Collection or
Yep.
something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is a huge jump. It's like if you had any doubts whether Xbox were still trying to, keep consoles going and stuff like that, this should put all that to bed. They are not. They are trying to become. They're trying to get everywhere, and it's working out for them too. So big ups to them. I think it was Loki that mentioned this that Xbox exclusives on PlayStation have been like at least in the top 10 bestsellers.
Oh yeah,
for them.
they're doing a
Yeah.
Microsoft's doing a better job of selling PlayStations than Sony is.
That's
I mean-
great. Heck yeah.
It's really kind of funny.
Yeah, it is. It's hilarious. I don't begrudge anyone for being mad at Xbox. Like everyone who's an Xbox stan, I mean a super fan, don't get me wrong. I get why you'd want to be upset. However, what I really like is that Xbox is kind of resetting the chessboard. They're resetting the board, and if they keep doing what they're doing, I think they will come out on top, and I'm looking for them to come out on top because that means more competition, better competition, and PlayStation can't just sit around on their rest on their laurels. They actually have to give people what they want. So
there's something we touched on. I mean, we've been touching on this exclusivity for a while and what it actually means and why anybody would buy an Xbox, and whether or not there's going to be another Xbox console as we know them.
Yep.
We've been touching on that since I started showing up on the show with you.
Yeah. It's been about almost a year, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's not really a surprise.
Crazy.
But one thing that I like what they're doing, and I'm not sure if they did something similar to this with Forza, but with the Gears of War Reloaded, which is the version that's coming to PS5, which has a bunch of enhancements. Visually, it's going to be introducing 4K resolution, 120 FPS, which I think previously the highest end Gears of War version was Ultimate Edition, which only had 1080p and 60 FPS.
Yeah.
You can, if you have the Ultimate Edition for Xbox, you're going to be able to upgrade that to Ultimate Edition for free, which is nice. It's not bad. I mean, it's still giving something to the Xbox owners.
Yeah.
Right. You're getting this free upgrade visually, whatever. It's not much, but it's something. And I also find it interesting that they're only charging $40 for this.
Yeah, me too. That was very surprising, especially after the announcement that they were, making everything more expensive, which we will get to. I know I made it the thumbnail, but we're gonna tackle that at the end of the video. So stick around for that. So just a couple questions for you.
Sure.
So we know that this is a mark that the exclusives are going away for at least Xbox.
Well, because you don't see any PS5 exclusives going the other way.
No, you don't, which is funny. You would think they'd see the success that Xbox has on their platform and try to kind of, match that. I mean, they're taking baby steps, putting it on PC. You see it, that's, Days Gone is on Steam, so they're taking baby steps. But I think I've said this before. Eventually, they're gonna have to take the plunge in because the amount of players that they'll be able to capture just won't be there, on PlayStation.
Well, I think that's probably why they're launching on PC day and date for pretty much everything now.
Yes.
It's not like half and half. At the last state of play, everything except for one game, I think, and as a game that I don't know how many people are going to actually play it.
Yeah.
But everything else was PC day and date.
Yeah.
Right? Not even a timed exclusive.
Yeah,
so that was kind of surprising.
Yes. The timed exclusives, that was kind of it's like, oh, it's coming. We just want to be able to make as much money as we could, because they kind of did have that in their favor. They kind of had that in their favor. They're the most popular console, but now that's being spread across the board now, and I think they're losing a lot of that, not credibility, but I guess consumer favorability, if I can say it that way.
You're saying Microsoft is, or Sony? Sorry,
Sony.
Well, the moves that they're making aren't exactly helping.
No, they're not. No. Oh my gosh.
But to answer Loki's questions, what PS5 exclusives? Well, how about Horizon Zero Dawn remastered?
Yeah.
And Astrobot Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And
Days Gone remaster.
Dragon Age Veilguard. Games that nobody wants.
Oh my god. Yes.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh god. The next. Oh god, dude. And this baffling, right? It's baffling. As many games as they have on the bench, they just keep remastering the same 2 games. Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us. Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us. It's like, what are we doing here, Sony? It's well, I mean,
Oh
and
wait, I also
yeah.
forgot.
Mm.
Is Black Myth Wukong still Sony exclusive, or is that supposed to be coming to Xbox at some point?
It is supposed to they it is a timed exclusive. And so there so with what is it? Oh, what is the name of that studio? I can't remember.
Game Science?
Game Science. I had the science part. I couldn't think of the first one. But Game Science apparently it's a technology thing is why it hasn't come to Xbox yet.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what they're claiming anyway. I'm thinking that PlayStation gave them a big fat check and said, I don't care how you have to keep it on PlayStation and not give it to Xbox. But
Fox, are you saying that people in the gaming industry lie?
oh, 100% yes. Yes. It's like, and I don't know how far you got into the live stream, but we talked about a lawsuit that Ubisoft is currently going through where Austria is fining them for digging into people's data without, gamers' consent. So yeah, there's in maybe I don't know, but I'll just reiterate that this isn't just a Ubisoft problem. I guarantee this is something happening across gaming. Period.
Oh, but it seems like I kind of feel bad for Ubisoft. Like I know I shouldn't. I know that they deserve everything that's coming their way, but after a certain point, it's like, okay, they're already down on their knees, and they just keep getting crapped on more and more.
Dude.
And then Claire Obscure came out
Oh,
from a former Ubisoft
yes,
employee,
yes, and
it's just they can't. They're not doing anything at the moment, and they're still getting crapped on. And I think, you know what, you probably had this coming.
oh yeah,
This
100%.
just all of the built-up karma coming Ubisoft's way.
Yeah, and that Ubisoft
Almost makes you feel
developer,
bad.
he said he couldn't pitch this to. And to be fair, he said no AAA studio. He said no AAA studio, but I think he did call out Ubisoft for that. He was like, "You couldn't have pitched this to Ubisoft. I couldn't have pitched this game to Ubisoft." But I love that it's uniting all of X or Twix. I like calling it Twix, but it's uniting all of Twitter and X right now. It's like everyone on the extremes are like, yeah, Claire Obscure 33 is really good. It's a really good game.
There's always going to be people on that extreme element that are trying to drum up attention by saying this game is woke for some reason because there's French people. I don't know. I mean, it's all nonsense to me.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game or don't.
Yeah, right.
Don't play it. I mean,
very true.
I was watching a little bit of it on Ken's stream yesterday, and it does really look beautiful. The music is amazing. It looks very polished.
Okay, so the last time I talked with Ken about this game, she was like, "No, this one was for me." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I wish you would stream it."
She said it wasn't for her?
No, she said this one's for me. Like she didn't want to stream it. She's like, "This one's I'm gonna play this game."
And she lied.
So Ken, I gotta catch up on the streams now. Because that was a big one. I really wanted to see that because I'm not a big proponent of turn-based combat, but everyone is singing this one's praises, and I love that you can parry. You can parry still turn-based. I think that's freaking fantastic. Maybe that's all they were missing for me to be interested in this kind of gameplay.
Maybe I don't know. I haven't played many turn-based RPGs. But I remember one from like forever ago, and I'm trying to remember the name of it now. Give me 1 second. It was it had not really parrying involved, but it had timing involved. Oh yeah, Shadow Hearts Covenant for PS2.
Sheesh. Right on. Okay.
I never finished that game, and I'm kind of frustrated that I didn't finish that game because that game was really, really good. And trying to remember like what the hell was going on in my life at that time that I didn't finish it because I got really far.
PS2 era. That's what I'm talking about.
It was that game was great. I'm wondering if I can actually like play it on PC now.
It's the best.
I doubt it. Shadow Hearts. No. Boo. Well.
Do they not have it?
That's my problem to deal with.
Right on.
I don't have my PS2 anymore. No way.
Oh, right on. That's fair. That's fair.
The parry mechanic in turn-based RPGs goes all the way back to Mario RPG. Yes, that's right. I remember that. I played a little bit of Mario RPG.
Oh, right on. Okay. Oh, yeah. Didn't they just remaster that?
Did they?
I think so.
I have no idea. It's so hard to keep up with everything.
I know. Yeah, it is.
Mario RPG remake. A good game, but a bad buy. Oh,
Mm,
a
sheesh.
disappointing modern remake. So just like most of them, really.
So nothing of value has been lost.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. It all stays the same. Oh, so
And speaking of
yeah.
remakes, we could segue into another discussion about a remake. We could.
Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Yes. Screw it. Heck yeah. So thank you, Nas, for that layup. That was amazing. So one of my most favorite IP, like ever, is in talks. And we've kind of known about this. I want to say it was about 2 or 3 years ago, where they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna remake this. We're gonna make this into at first it came out, it was going to be a live action movie, but I guess all the details hadn't come out, and the original creator I don't think was attached to it. So I was still like, I don't know how I feel about this. But Gargoyles apparently is supposed to be getting a live action series at Disney Plus, and we know how good those have been going lately.
Oh yes, they have been going so excellent.
Oh, so good. They're so good. Oh my god, that's crazy. So, here, let's get into this. Here, I'm trying to figure something out over here. I'm so sorry.
No, it's cool.
Oh, here it is.
I was just started rewatching the show.
Yeah.
I watched because I forgot that the first 5 episodes are all one story, right?
Yep.
Awakenings. If you've never watched Gargoyles before, and if you're not sure if you'd like it, just watch the first 5 episodes.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's kind of like its own self-contained movie.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So
it's so good.
And so let's get into the article. Let's read the article real quick.
All right.
Golly, you're exactly right though. You're exactly right. So this is coming from Comic Book. Disney's live action Gargoyles reboot gets long awaited update. So, and they're going to go into it here. I'm going to turn on. There we go. Perfect. The Gargoyles are awakening at Disney Plus in 2023. Okay. To all the, this is coming from Comic Book. This is being penned by Cameron Bonomolo. Stop with the fluff, man. We don't need to get cute. The Gargoyles are awakening at Disney Plus. No, you could have left that entire thing out. You know what I mean? The fluff. You kind of have to. It's kind of like when someone puts their recipe online and it's like, oh yeah, well, my grandmother's grandmother grew up making this, and so it was passed down generation to generation. I'm like, stop it. Just give me the recipe. That's all.
You
I'm
gotta
looking
look for that jump the recipe button
Yes.
every single time, and it's never in the same spot. It drives me nuts. But I know exactly what you mean. Holy
Yes,
shit.
it feels like this has
Sometimes
the same.
I will say, sometimes though, there is some useful information in that long ass preamble. If you can get past the personal story nonsense, like I don't care about you. I just want to know about the recipe.
Yes.
Like sometimes they'll have information in there about like what you can substitute with what, and it's like, this is great. This gives me context for this recipe, context you didn't know you needed.
Yes.
But most of the time, that's just fluff, and they do get paid by the word. Or as Loki's saying, they get paid by the paragraph. Gotta pump them numbers up, right?
Yes.
Gotta justify your existence.
Exactly. And you might have that one grandmother out there that's like, is this that kind of feels where they're coming from, that kind of attaches on, reads the entire thing, and they're like, I'm super glad I did that. I also just hit subscribe.
Either that, or she's like, that's not how it happened.
Oh my gosh. Grandma, what do you know? So Gary Dauberman, this guy, I gotta say, I'm not familiar with him, unfortunately, but according to Gary Dauberman, the writer, executive producer, and showrunner of the live-action Gargoyles reboot, Disney is still chiseling away at getting the series off the ground. Quote, I feel like we have the animated series already. The cartoon is so good. Dauberman tells blah, blah, blah. It's so good. That's what we fell in love with. I think it lends itself to a really cool live-action version. Adapting Gargoyles for live-action will be challenging, but Dauberman says they are talking to some great people. We're still keeping that darkness to it. I'm excited to see the animated series come alive. Gargoyles aired 78. Blah 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 blah. Quote: I think Disney would kill me. I am such a fan of the show, and there is so much good in it. Okay, he just
They
kind
won't
of
kill you, but they
glazed.
might just kill your career.
I know.
Mm.
Oh, who was that was sending people to like people's doorsteps? I think that was Wizards of the Coast that did that like a handful of
Oh
times.
God.
You
Yeah,
know?
something like that.
Jeez.
But I looked Gary Doberman or Doberman, I don't know.
Mhm.
Gary Doberman. He's
Yeah.
mostly a horror guy.
Yeah.
He's responsible for like Annabelle Comes Home. He was a writer of that. He wrote It,
Gotcha. Okay.
Salem's Lot,
Hmm.
a bunch of horror screenplays and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You for I know you're dealing with like dark myth stuff, you know,
Mhm.
but it's got to have heart to it. It can't just be, you know. Well,
Then it shouldn't be being remade by Disney.
yeah, no kidding.
Not if you want heart.
So it, man, if I can think of like where it was done so bad. So you had Winnie the Pooh, and whenever they lost the rights to that, and you had Winnie the Pooh, Honey and Blood or something like that. It can't.
Oh,
it
yeah.
can't be like that. I mean, not like D movie status. I know it's going to be Disney Plus, so they're going to throw all kinds of cash at this thing. But what I mean is like it was just trying to be scary and gory for scary and gory's sake. You know what I mean? Gargoyles has a
Yeah.
lot of heart to it. There's a lot of like they get into like real world stuff, dude. Like it's
Every
really
single
good.
one of those characters, like every
Mhm.
single one of those gargoyles is a fleshed out character of their own.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They all have their own, like, they're unique. They're not
Yeah.
just monsters,
Right.
right? You can
Yeah.
watch the show for 5 minutes and realize that.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I guess my question to you, I have a couple questions. Do you think that someone who has, you know, wrote horror like for their entire career, do you think that they are capable of writing the gargoyles?
Whew.
I don't mind a little horror.
Maybe.
I don't mind.
I-
but yeah.
Somebody who's capable of writing horror, maybe, because
Mhm.
there are creepy scenes in gargoyles, like when they're breaking out of the rock for the first time and the humans are seeing them, and
Yeah.
like in the very first few episodes where those invaders are coming,
Mhm.
and the first thing, the guy's going up to him with a mace, but ready to smash Goliath's statue, and Goliath wakes up, and the first thing he says to him is, "You are trespassing," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so freaking great! That is awesome."
Heck yeah.
But the thing is, it's not a unique product anymore. I mean, everybody's going to be comparing it to the gargoyles of old, and as soon as
Yes.
it differs,
Mhm.
as soon as it's tonally different or the heart is different or whatever,
Mhm.
you're going to lose people.
Yep.
And while I don't necessarily think that someone who has a horror background can't do this,
Mhm.
I don't know if somebody with a horror background can do this well under Disney. That's my big concern.
Yeah, yeah.
Is, are they going to be allowed to, let's suppose that Mr. Doberman here, who wants to create like a fully faithful live action, whatever, I don't care for the live action part, you should just do this animated, because where are you going to go find real life gargoyles, Gary? Come on. Just make it freaking animated, please.
Yes. So
That's what everybody fell in love with.
the how they did X-Men 97,
Mm-hmm.
they should do something similar. I'm not saying they should, because you know the artwork
Have
was
somebody
different.
who actually does the first season very, very well, and then find some pretense to get rid of them and keep the show going anyways. Is that what you mean?
I know. What was it, DeMeo? They got rid of him quick. He didn't even make it through the first season, I don't think. I think he was like in the middle of it. Someone had to finish it off, I think. Freaking
Yeah.
Bo DeMeo. Golly. And no one ever came
yeah,
out.
I mean,
They didn't ever say what he did.
well, I think it was something around a morality clause or whatnot. I don't really know.
Very shallow. It's like, yeah. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Loki's been going crazy in here. They say they blew a ton of money on Concord live service.
Oh, that's back when we were
That is
talking
what-
about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here it says the parry mechanic in turn-based RPGs goes all the way back to Mario RPG. I was a Sega guy. I'm sorry. I was and once I got done with Sega, I was PlayStation all the way. I've been a PlayStation guy since '94.
Won't hold it against you.
Oh god, this is a remake.
He's saying he raises a point here. Read the paragraph that starts with whether. I'll pull it up right now. Whether it's adapting Stephen King, a horror video game, or an animated series such as Gargoyles, Doberman says, in one you have to invent stuff whole cloth, in the other you don't.
No.
I will say that if you are a fan of the show, you will be very happy with how I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel with that one.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as he's keeping it faithful. I'm hoping. God.
I'm gonna take it as I won't believe anything until I actually see the finished product.
Right on. That's a better way to go about this. I'm gonna stay cautiously optimistic about it, but I don't like that that beat around the bush speak. You know, you gotta add stuff in, but let's just say if you love Gargoyles, you're gonna love this. Okay, just tell me whether you're gonna change it or not. You know what I mean? Oh, Bo DeMayo SH'd other men on staff is why he was fired. Anything else from him directly is spin. Okay.
Oh, is that what happened? I didn't hear about that.
Me either. Right on. Okay. Let's see. Do you think he'll be able to capture it? I know I guess you already answered that question. So freaking.
No. It's a shame because I don't know if working independently he would be able to realize it, if he'd be able to be faithful to it. I just don't have any faith of this happening under Disney. That's all. That's really it. And why does this need to be
a live action?
I'm so sick of this. Like, why do you need to do this? I haven't really cared for the most part about Disney's live action remakes because I don't really care much about Disney movies too much.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't really, it's kind of weird because it hasn't affected me in any way.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Aladdin's one of my favorite Disney movies.
Yeah.
Aladdin and Prince of Thieves, the third one. I didn't like the second one.
I was never a big fan of those, like Tarzan 2 or Little Mermaid 2. I didn't get past the first one.
Those were like made for VHS.
Yes, right. Yeah.
I don't think they were ever released in theaters. Maybe they were.
Before straight to DVD was a thing.
But Prince of Thieves,
yeah,
they actually had, and I can't believe I'm going to say these words now, and I'm not saying them ironically, a return to form. They brought back Robin Williams.
No.
And it was, yeah. Oh, you didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, dude, you should watch the first one and then watch Prince of Thieves.
Done and done.
It's pretty good.
Right on.
I've only seen the third one maybe like once or twice, but I actually really enjoyed it at the time.
God dang. Okay, that's very high praise. You were naturally not a cynic, but very cautious.
No, you could say it. I am. I'm totally cynical. So we're sitting here talking about the remake of one of my favorite cartoons growing up.
Yeah.
And I will not believe that they can do a better job or even match the quality of what they had back in the 90s. I do not believe that.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's not purely out of cynicism. It's looking at their track record.
You got good reason to be cynical on this.
Everybody does.
Yes.
Everybody has good reason to be.
And what the biggest red flag to me is I haven't seen anything in here for Greg Weisman, and I want to say he was the original guy on the Gargoyles. So and that's where they usually screw up royally, is they don't bring in the original people from this and let them lead the way on stuff. Because if
it's not like he's out of the business. I mean, he's still got credits up to what, 2022 with Young Justice,
dude.
I believe.
Oh my god, I didn't know he was in charge of that. That is sick, because Young Justice was one of my favorite ones, like one of my favorite shows.
He's listed as executive producer for that.
Holy crap, son! Oh my god, that is crazy.
I've never watched it, actually. Is it any good?
It is really good. It's really good. So I watched the first and second season, and I want to say, are they up to like 5 now? I'm not sure. I'll ask Google later, but
he's the EP up to the end of season 4.
Okay. Okay, so I got
So
something to catch up on then. But yeah, the first and second season, and I guess it took them a long time to come out with the seasons after that, and I just kind of fell off and got into other stuff. But I would have totally kept watching that if they kept giving me episodes.
yeah, it's kind of weird. First season was 2010 to 2012,
Mm,
and then what the hell happened?
Young Justice.
Second
is so
season's right after. Third season's like 2019.
good. It's like Samurai Jack out here.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's a show that's been on my list of shows I have to watch.
Yeah.
Because every single time I've accidentally caught an episode of Samurai Jack, I have to watch it all the way to the end.
Oh yeah, so good.
I don't know what it is about it. It's unique.
It's kind of like what's that show they used to come on? It was a oh god, not nin. It was some. It only had one letter, one word. It was something to do with like kung fu or samurai. I can't remember the name.
It's a live action show or animated?
Yeah, it was a live action show, and it reminds me of Samurai Jack by like, one episode he's learning this skill, another episode he's learning this skill, and he's kind of getting these skills built up to fight Aku. You know what I mean? And there was one where he got transported back to Aku and he had just learned something new and it surprised Aku. And I think that's where it kind of ended until they finished it off. I don't know. I'm speaking out of my butt right now. Like totally from memory. But Samurai Jack is awesome. And you're exactly right. I haven't watched the last few episodes they have out now.
Yeah. But I mean, to what you were saying though, Greg Wiseman's still active. So why not include him? But I don't know. That could be a sign that they are trying to change direction with it. Maybe they'll make Goliath's daughter front and center.
Oh no!
And they'll put Goliath in a corner and just have his daughter constantly crapping on him for, being violent or whatever. Ugh. You can picture it, right?
Yeah,
Goliath. You can see that happening.
Goliath was more. He was a big pacifist. A lot of the times he liked to talk it out and find common ground. To make him a rage monster, dude, you'd be doing a huge disservice. Holy crap.
And what would that mean for Demona? Because she was always that super aggressive side, right? I don't know.
She's the misunderstood villain right there.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh no.
What's really funny though is Demona was fleshed out too. She was fleshed out in the show.
Okay, hang on. Here's a question for you. This is a Disney remake. Who's getting gender swapped and who's getting race swapped?
Goliath.
They'll make Xanatos. They'll make Xanatos a female and have her be the misunderstood villain.
And like you were saying though, we wouldn't say this if we didn't have like good examples to go off of, like the new Harry Potter. They're making Snape black. It's like, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? There's no reason.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
because the entertainment product is not the focus. It's the messaging that it carries. I guess. I don't know.
It's annoying. It's very annoying because he crosses boundaries. Everyone likes Snape and he wasn't even a villain. Turns out he was one of the good guys. But everyone loved to hate Snape. It's just up until they figure out what his past was. The black, white, Asian, Native American, whatever your background was, you love Snape. You love to hate the guy, and until the big switch, I want to say it was at the last movie or the next to last movie, and then you're like, oh crap, he was actually a good guy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, watching the few movies that I did, because I haven't seen them all. I'm not really a big Harry Potter fan. Sorry. But I never really got the idea that he was a bad guy.
Just strict.
I always just thought, yeah, he's a good guy in his own mind, but then again, who isn't? Who sees himself as a villain? But I never actually saw him as like a strict villain. He's just he's got a very crusty exterior.
Well, it was I want to say it was the third to last movie. They made it seem like he was working with Voldemort. I want to say. Yeah, so yeah. And then you get to go into his memories and you see the conversation that Snape and Dumbledore had, and he was in love with Harry Potter's Harry Potter's mother, and he would have done anything for her. But yeah. Anyway. So final thoughts on this.
I don't want it. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't make it. Make something else, or ruin something else that's already crappy and make it even crappy. Just leave gargoyles alone, please, Disney.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody from Disney is listening to me, I don't ask much from you because I don't think you can deliver much, to be honest. But leave gargoyles the hell alone.
Yeah.
I will never forgive you if you screw this up. And you're not going to ruin the original for me. So don't think you have the power to take that away. You don't.
Yeah.
I'm always going to revere the original.
Yes.
If you ruin this, you're just proving what everybody else already seems to know about you, which is you can't create anything new. You have to just bastardize the old. So just don't. Besides, I mean, I'm looking at this. Man, the voice cast for this show was amazing.
Yes.
Like, it was incredible.
It was.
Let me read off some of these names from you. Keith David.
Yes.
Everybody, like, I love that voice.
Oh my gosh.
Bill Fagerback. Dauber, or Patrick Starr, as most people would probably know him. I forgot he was in it. I completely forgot. His first line in like the first episode, I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah,
that's Dauber, because my wife and I are watching Coach, right? It's Patrick Starr for everybody else. Frank Welker, Ed Asner, Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis, Tom Wilson, who's Biff from the Back to the Future movies.
Oh my God.
John Rhys Davies, Clancy Brown, Tim Curry, like Michael Dorn. There's so many. Kate Mulgrew is in this as well. Tress MacNeille from, I believe, from The Simpsons. There's so many names in here that I recognize. And
crap.
Whoever the casting director was.
Yes. I was just about to say that.
Job.
They swung for the fences. Oh my God. And it paid off in a big way. Big way.
Yep.
Oh, and I talked about this before. Like the only reason
Jamie Thomason. I want to mention that name. That was the casting director for this show. Excellent work.
Perfect. Oh, and the reason Gargoyles didn't get any more seasons after this, I want to say it was canceled, because Power Rangers kind of sucked all the air out of this one.
It's such a disappointment.
It is, because if you go back and watch Gargoyles, it holds up. Power Rangers does not.
Whoa. Oh wait, sorry. You were saying Gargoyles holds up.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was about to say Power Rangers doesn't hold up.
No,
it doesn't hold anything.
Not even a little bit. Oh, it was okay. So I wanted to go back.
It took me a long time to realize I just didn't like that show.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I loved the show. I loved it. It was one of my, rituals coming home from school. Watch Power Rangers. It was on around that time.
Same as me, actually.
And so I went back. I was like, were those just rose-colored glasses? And I went back, and it was an absolutely yes. Yes, it was.
Oh yeah. Because what else could you watch when I mean, for me, it's like there's nothing else on when I came home.
Yeah.
I want to watch the tail end of like a soap opera. No. Do I want to watch news? No. Do I want to watch infomercials? No. What else is on that's appealing to a kid? Oh, Power Rangers. Yeah. Okay, fine. But nowadays, when you have so much choice available to you, that's the last thing I want to watch.
Yeah. It's like for all of the power, like I'll still buy their figures and stuff like that because I have a very fond memory of them. But I don't think I will go back and watch a single episode of Power Rangers. I did love the movie though, although again the fight scenes are just so cheesy. But they were able to put more money towards it, so they're a little bit better.
Cheese.
Yeah,
like a camembert or
a black truffle goat cheese.
The only episodes that really stand out to me and the ones that I like the most were when somebody came, like the Green Ranger was introduced and he just whipped the crap out of everybody.
Yeah,
those are my favorite episodes.
Oh yeah,
just because I like seeing the Power Rangers get the crap beat out of them.
Yeah, it happened every episode, It's like they were kicking the main villain's butt, and then all of a sudden he got huge, or what was her name? What was her name? She'd send power down to him, and Rita
Repulsa.
Yes, she send power down to him, and he starts kicking their butts, and then they have to regroup and then get their Zoid going. Yeah.
The Megazord and whatever.
Yep.
But that was the thing. That was what I liked about the Green Ranger's introduction, is that he had answers for every single thing that they did. He just completely, entirely outclassed them. And I thought, oh, this is great. Just get him, kill him. I don't want to watch the show anymore. It's like the one highlight. It's the only thing I remember.
Right on. Right on. All right. Freaking, let's move on to, we actually talked about this on one stream. We were talking about, the big reveal for the Switch 2 was actually done by an accessory maker, Genki, and now they're being sued by Nintendo. And what's funny is, like, we kind of knew it was just a matter of time, because, like, Nintendo is very trigger happy when it comes to suing people, large and small. So we got this coming from Game Rant. James Ratcliffe is pinning. Nintendo is suing Genki. So a court filing by Nintendo has revealed that the company is going after accessory maker Genki for revealing some Switch 2 details before the console's reveal. Nintendo is suing Genki for alleged trademark infringement, false advertising, and unfair competition over claims made by the latter regarding Switch 2 peripherals it planned to sell for the upcoming system. So man, I gotta tell you, trademark infringement. Do these seem like anything that'll stick? Nothing really feels like it'll stick. They kind of just had loose lips, and you know, it's not like they were claiming it was theirs or anything like that. Oh, Loki says they basically illegally acquired the Switch 2 prototype. Okay.
Yeah, I think at the time they were saying they got it off the black market or something like
That's
that.
right. So,
and then changed their story a couple times so to try to avoid getting in trouble, and it didn't work.
No, apparently. So I thought they said that they got the dimensions off of the black market and were able to build it. What do you call it?
Like what, 3D print?
3D print a model. Yes. So that's what I thought, but maybe you're right, Loki. Maybe you're right. Let's see. So maybe a lot of stuff will stick.
I know that their story wasn't consistent, and that may be where Nintendo's got an angle here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they can sue them. But I just want one thing, just going back to what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
This article goes right into it. There's no preamble. It's just right into it. A court filing by Nintendo has revealed the company is going after accessory maker Genki. That's great. Good job, James Ratcliffe. Thank you for saving everybody's time.
So during I want to say it was the Computer something of 2025 in January, Genki gained some notoriety after the accessory maker claimed it had an exact physical replica of the Switch 2 console before it was revealed later that month. The replica that Genki shared behind closed doors was consistent with leaks about the Switch 2 circulating at the time, including the magnetic Joy-Con 2 detachment system and the dimensions of the system. Due to the buzz Genki was getting from its Switch 2 replica, Nintendo's legal team visited Genki's booth to confront the accessory maker about it. Following the meeting, Genki closed up its CES booth one day before the annual trade show concluded. Oh my gosh. Months later, the saga between Nintendo and Genki reached a breaking point for the former. According to a court filing with the United States District Court for the Central District of California, Nintendo of America is suing Genki, also known as Human Things, for false advertising, trademark infringement, and unfair competition over the Switch 2 replica that was shown off at CES before the console's first official reveal. Didn't we kind of call this? I think we called.
We knew that they were going to be in legal trouble.
Yeah.
I thought it would be more like a contract breach or something. I thought it would be something like that, but not a lawyer.
Right.
Not a law practicing man. But we knew that they were going to be in some sort of trouble.
Yeah.
From Nintendo. I didn't actually expect that this would. I thought this would be something that would all happen behind closed doors.
Yeah, I didn't think they would go ahead and make this public. You know, I didn't think so. But Nintendo is all about making an example. So I doubt. Anyone else would be stupid enough to do this. And I think,
except for Eddie Tsai, the Genki CEO.
Yeah, the dude.
I mean,
he was like, "Guess what, guys? We have a replica in the back. You want to see it?" It's like, hold on, dude. Why are you saying that out loud?
I hope that this is one day going to be made into like a documentary
It
because I
should.
want to know what happened.
Yeah,
I
me
want to
too.
know why this guy thought it'd be a good idea to come out with a replica before the Switch 2 was actually officially announced. What were you thinking? Do you
Oh my
not know
goodness.
Nintendo's history of suing everybody that pisses them off or does anything remotely illegal involving them?
You scared me, sweetie.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, violated their trademarks? Like how exactly? I mean, I kind of want to read the lawsuit actually if I can. I'm not going to read it now because it would probably be too long, but
Oh yeah.
I do
Yeah.
want to look at it. I want to see what Nintendo's alleging.
Yeah. Because I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know if any of these just trademark infringement. They didn't do any of that. You know what I mean? False advertising.
Well,
Unless what they were saying was false, they didn't do that either. An unfair competition. They're not competing with Nintendo. You know what I mean? So I don't. Or maybe.
I mean,
Yeah.
did the replica that they show off actually have the Nintendo logo on it? The Nintendo,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, that seems a little thin, but
Yeah. But I
it's
mean,
what you can prove in a court of law. I guess.
exactly. Ooh, what's that? Law-abiding citizen. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. That's right.
Oh, did I see that movie?
Oh, it's so good.
Who's in that? Sorry.
Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. They're the
Oh
two
yes,
leads.
I did see that
Yep.
movie. I don't remember it. It wasn't that memorable,
It was
but I
so
remember
good.
seeing it.
It's so good. You don't remember it, but yeah, no, dude, it was one of the good ones. It kind of got off the rails towards the end, but everything up until that, beautiful. Loved it. But yeah, so Genki's getting sued. We talked about their reveal in a live, and we knew something was going to come of this. I just didn't think it would be these charges. I thought it would have been something else. Well, I would have, but we'll keep an eye on this to see how this goes. I mean, this is really interesting stuff.
Nintendo was basically trying to say that Genki may have hurt potential sales by giving out false info about the console before official release. Yes, I know the sales weren't hurt, and so do they. That's going to be interesting to prove.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, obviously they have to be confident enough to make that claim,
Mhm.
but I'm curious how they're going to back that up.
Exactly. Me too.
I mean, I think Nintendo's done more damage to their own sales than anybody else has.
Yeah.
But then again, you see the pre-order market has been crazy, and there's going to be scalping with it. So I don't really know. I mean, does a judge turn around and be like, "Yeah, you're not going to have any problem selling this based on what we already know, so go pound stand"?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably
And
not.
we've talked about the Nintendo Switch. Scotty and I we talked about the increase in prices, like the $80 for the digital and $90 for the physical. Me personally, I don't think they priced the actual console too high. $450 seems kind of low, because I mean the Steam Deck is like at $560.
Yeah, but with a Steam, I mean, if you're buying a Steam Deck because you probably already have a Steam library, you wouldn't be buying a Steam Deck. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's likely that you'd be buying a Steam Deck unless you already have games for it. Whereas with a Switch 2, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to play any Switch 1 games on it without paying for an upgrade.
That is correct. I think that's where where the rubber hits the road. It looks like everyone's just trying to extract as much capital as they can out of their customers at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying $10 for even
Tears of the Kingdom.
no, $10 for like the introductory tutorial.
Oh yeah,
thing. the thing that should be coming for free to show you how to use your Switch 2 and the platform. You got to pay for that? What the hell is that? That is ridiculous.
Yes, yeah. So they've kind of hit the gas on all of the the pricing stuff.
The thing is, I see stuff like that and I'm thinking, is the Switch 2 just marketed towards people that have the Switch? because if I'm looking at this from the outside in, and I always say this, I'm always looking to see if there's a reason for me to buy a new console. And if I see nickel and diming like that, that's gonna sour my opinion of your console.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So I'm wondering, I mean, and if it is just pretty much marketed towards people that already are in the Nintendo ecosystem, then there's no way that this is going to be able to surpass the numbers that the Switch 1 has done.
So I don't think that we will ever see numbers like the PlayStation 2 or the Switch. Because the Switch was just so different than everyone else, and not to mention the mobility factor. You could take it anywhere with you and then hook it to your TV. That idea was absolutely brilliant. And I think the what am I trying to say here? It wasn't even novel. I mean, because it's Nintendo. They have really good exclusives and stuff, but it was a novel idea. No one had seen it before, the hybrid type solution. So I don't think that we'll see those kinds of numbers again. If Steam isn't selling, consoles like that, I want to say they have 30 million out there, or 3 million, if I'm not mistaken. I got to Google that.
Of actual Steam decks, or
Steam decks,
Steam capable consoles?
Actual Steam decks.
Oh, I actually don't know.
I want to say it's either 3 or 30 million. I'm off by
estimated between 3.7 and 4 million Steam decks have been sold since the device's launch.
Okay, so it won't be that low, but 150 million units, I don't think anyone's ever seen that again.
No, probably not. But there's also, you don't need a specific Steam hardware platform in order to be able to run Steam games.
That's very true.
So, but even then, that's a lot. 150 million.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you. This I hadn't really thought about it until now. Nintendo hasn't jumped into like putting their exclusives on any other platform. And if you want to play Nintendo games, you have to get a Nintendo, right? So I wonder, all this nickel and diming, it does seem like it is out of pocket for Nintendo, because they had a CEO that when they were going through rough seas, slashed his own, salary. I think with the nickel and diming, they're kind of showing their hands a little bit, and maybe they're not doing as well as we think they are. And maybe
I don't know about that.
I know. I'm just speculating at this point.
It's hard to look at the Switch's numbers and how many consoles they've sold, and I think the only number that they have to beat is the PS2, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
I can look at that and say they're not doing well, but I don't know. I don't know what their numbers look like. I don't have access to their books.
Yeah, I know, right?
Could just be greed.
And you imagine? Yeah, that's very true. It's like, what is Occam's razor? Don't attribute anything to malice, which you can contribute to like stupidity or something like that.
Well, that's Hanlon's razor.
Oh, Hanlon's razor. Okay, what's Occam's razor? What's that one?
The simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
Right on. Okay.
I think, is that it? Let me look this up. The value of the yen has dropped 50% in the last 10 years. That's partly why.
Oh, shoot. Okay. So, Loki, I got to ask you this too then. Do you think it's a greed thing, or is Nintendo hitting rough seas at the moment, and that's why they're trying to nickel and dime and extract capital from people? And I also want to say this. I mentioned this in the video. The game industry has surpassed the movie industry, the music industry, and there's another one in there. Like, it's taken all of that combined. So, and not to mention the DLCs, the microtransactions. Why are all these studios why don't they have any money? Oh my god.
Because the stock must go up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Loki says 90% greed.
Nintendo's stock has been doing very, very well.
Sheesh. Then yeah.
Over the past year.
Wow. Then I wonder. It's like, so I had rose-colored glasses for Xbox too. I thought they were for the gamers and all this and all that.
Oh,
And
none of them are.
I know. And Nintendo, along those lines too, you saw what they did internally, to try to keep all of their people together, even when they were having tough times. I was like, oh, they care about people. It's like, and they're just kind of showing their hand too. They're having a full mask off moment right now, with this stuff that they're pulling. No, I mean,
They might care about people to
Mhm.
a point, but
Mhm.
money first. It's always money first. It's always. I mean, that's why I don't have any brand loyalty.
Oh my God.
Because if money comes first to Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony,
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going to prioritize, then you know what? So am I.
Yeah.
I can prioritize money too. Money in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't spend. I'm never going to spend. Well, I'm not going to say never, but I'm very, very, very highly unlikely to spend $90, $100 for one single game.
100%.
I'm
Yeah.
fine waiting.
Mhm.
And the more people can stomach, just waiting and getting over that uncomfortable fear of missing out, the better everybody's going to be. You'll have more money in your pocket. These companies that are trying to extort all this money from you are going to learn a very harsh lesson,
Yeah.
but only if more people do it.
Yeah.
And the reason it's uncomfortable is because it's kind of the reason the FOMO is uncomfortable is
Mhm.
because overcoming it it's necessary. It's you going out of your comfort zone, you
Mhm.
and your brand loyalty.
Yeah.
As soon as it gets abandoned en masse, like if everybody decides, you know what, I'm just going to wait and see with your game. I'm going to wait until it comes out.
Mhm.
I'm not. I don't know. I mean, we've seen price increases from the big three,
Yeah.
and we've seen a lot of smoke about it. We've seen a lot of people complaining about it.
Mhm.
Whether or not that's actually going to change anything, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not going. Everybody wants it to happen like right away.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be Everybody wants to be joining a boycott that says we're not going to buy this. We're going to wait until you reduce your prices,
Yes.
and that would be great.
Yeah.
That isn't going to be what happens.
No.
Don't let that discourage you.
Right. Right.
Don't let that discourage you. I mean, you can still make a decision on your own and
Exactly. Oh my God.
save your money and do what you think is right.
Yeah. Took the
If
words
it
right out
doesn't
of my
feel-
mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel right to you to spend an extra 20% on a 5-year-old console, don't do it.
Right.
If you don't want to spend $90 for a physical cart for a game that doesn't have anything other than a key on it, don't do it. Appreciate what you have.
Yes. No kidding. Get caught up on the old games.
Oh man, it's funny. I used to think like having a backlog was a bad thing. It's not.
No.
It's a buffer for me.
Yes.
I don't call it my backlog anymore. I call it a buffer. Because while I'm waiting for games to come down in price, I've still got a whole crap load of things that I bought on sale that I can play whenever I want.
Yep. Steam. And I have to thank you for being such a great advocate for Steam, because holy crap, dude. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
I'm not an advocate for Steam.
Oh,
I'm just an advocate for getting the most bang for your buck.
yes. Right on.
Steam does have good prices occasionally, but there are better prices that you can find that still work through Steam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And oh shoot, you know what? I've completely forgot about something that I wanted to bring up, but I didn't research it well enough.
Oh.
But like there's speaking of Steam, there was a change to Epic Games made a change to their platform where they'll take the first so any developer that hosts their game on Epic Games now,
Mm-hmm.
they don't take anything up to the first $1 million.
Oh crap. Okay.
So, and I can't remember when that's starting, if that's already started. Again, I have not researched this,
Yeah.
so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay. I
I saw a headline for it, and I meant to check it out later.
Right on.
Steam doesn't have that. Steam is, I think, 30% or 20 or 30% or so from the first dollar. So Epic is kind of trying to endear themselves to smaller developers potentially, which could be a shift.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of competition.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
because it in the end, it's going to mean better product for consumers,
Yep.
lower prices,
Exactly.
as long as there's no collusion.
Yeah, exactly. Epic and Steam don't get together in a dark room somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But yeah, get your backlog going.
Mm-hmm.
Play old games.
And so Loki said, and yet Switch 2 pre-order sold out. They took a gamble and it paid off for them. Why wouldn't Microsoft and Sony do the same? Very true. It's very,
Yeah.
very true. Let's move on to our last one here. We've got. I really wanted to get your opinion on this. The Microsoft just
Speaking of paying an extra 20% for 5-year-old hardware.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you want me to read this one?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I noticed you got a little fox cub there, and I'll just read this. So this is from Chris McGraw, senior deals writer for Engadget. Microsoft just increased all Xbox prices. Grab one before the hikes go into effect, which was yesterday. So sorry. Gaming is about to become a lot more expensive, at least for Xbox fans.
Yes.
Effective May 1st, Microsoft is increasing the price of Xbox consoles and controllers, and not by an insignificant amount. Xbox Series S, basically the average price increase for all consoles is about 22%. So, and that price of accessories is also going up, from controllers, headsets, pretty much everything, I think.
Yeah. Everything's going up.
Yeah, because of tariffs. Allegedly.
Yes.
If you believe that, I don't know. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Before we move on, under the new scheme, Epic will take nothing on the first $1 million in revenues earned per app per year.
Okay.
After which its usual 12% cut will kick in. Thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
Thank you, Loki. God dang it. Loki with the...
He's the man in the chair.
Yeah. He's our... Oh, gosh, I'm not going to call him that. I was going to say he's our very own bad girl, but...
Oh.
I know. I'm sorry, Loki. That was the first thing that popped into my mind, is when... what was her name? Well, when she got paralyzed. Yes.
Yeah.
When she got paralyzed and she was the man in the chair.
Well,
I guess Genki called himself the man in the chair for Spider-Man too. I don't know.
He's our very own Barbie Gordon.
Barbie Gordon. I love you, Loki. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to sound
if we
like
didn't
that.
like you, we wouldn't be making fun of you.
So I mean, we know that a lot of these companies are going to follow suit with this.
Oh yeah.
But for Microsoft,
seriously, if you think the tariffs go away, that these prices are going down.
I know, right?
No.
Oh my God. Oh, it's going to be, they're going to look so silly when the tariffs do go away and their prices stay the same. It's like, then what do you do? Okay, that brings on another question. But Microsoft is in this this weird position where they are also trying to make Game Pass more pretty. God, my words escaped me at the time. But they're making it, they want it to seem like a better deal. So them increasing their prices, person looks at that and it's like, man, what? And then they look at Game Pass, it's like, oh, I can pay $20 a month for that and get the whole gamut and play as many games as I want, put them back and play, just go play another one. So they're in that unique position where this also could be a play for Game Pass for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I think what makes me uncomfortable about Game Pass is that they hold all the cards.
Yes, they do.
They could do whatever they want with Game Pass.
Yeah.
They can make certain games only available to certain tiers. They can add as many tiers as they want.
Yep. This is true.
They can change the prices at any point that they want. I'm not comfortable with them with all of the maneuvers that they're capable of, and how little as a consumer I have.
Yeah. Oh, so this leads into another question then. So me and Scotty, we talked about another lawsuit that Ubisoft is facing right now because they shut down the crew. With companies going that route, they basically came out and said that you don't own these games. You're only renting a license to them.
Yep.
Would you rather buy a game that could potentially be yanked out from under you and you paid 80, well, 70 at this point, but we know it's going to be 80. You pay $70, or go with Game Pass, knowing that that's part of the deal. That's baked into it, that these games are going to stay there forever. They're going to come and go to make room for newer games or bigger games.
Well, it would depend. It would depend on how much I don't buy brand new games, period. Unless it's an indie game, which they're usually priced around at most like $40.
Yep.
Which is why Claire Obscure was such a surprise.
Yeah,
but
right.
Usually, I know, around that range. That's a hard question to answer.
Hmm.
If I ever do, and I have thought about getting Game Pass just because of the amount of games that I do play or do have eyes on.
Hmm.
But I'd constantly be revisiting month after month whether or not this is still of value to me.
Right on. Okay.
But if I'm buying a game knowing that at any point in time it could be just ripped away from me,
Hmm.
you got to put an expiry date on that.
Yeah.
Because that's going to factor into how much I'm going to pay for it.
100%. Yes. So yeah.
And I said this a while ago with when the whole crew thing started out. I had a video on it a while back.
Yep.
And I said, these games need expiry dates. If you could take them away at any point in time, what happens if I buy a game and the next day you decide to shut the servers down?
Yep.
I paid whatever, let's say I paid $50 for it for a game that I could play for 1 day.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I need an end of life date. Any software, like if you're dealing with commercial software, your software has an end of service date and an end of life date. And I don't see why games can't do the same thing. The precedence is already there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been there many times. Holy crap. Gigi. Oh, she would go absolutely nuts on this one. But yeah, like you said, they've proven to us that we don't own these games.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of times. Yeah. It's just always online. I'm a rail against that every chance I get. I freaking hate it.
I mean, technically, Steam, anything can be removed from your. I mean, Steam has removed games from people's libraries before. They're not innocent in it either.
Oh.
Just in case anybody's going to come at me and say, "Well, what about Steam?" I'm aware of it.
I wasn't.
I'm not an apologist.
Right on. I wasn't aware of it. Holy crap! I can't believe that. Oh.
Yeah. Well, there were some games recently that were removed for containing, I don't know, some explicit material or whatever. But if
I
you
heard
bought
about that one. Yeah, I heard about that.
Then I think the game was just removed from your library.
Yeah.
Even, I think you got a refund for it, but still.
That should also be part of the thing too. If you're going to take it away, but I mean, I guess they're not obligated to give you a refund if they put in there in small letters, you don't own this, you're only renting the license, leasing the license. Then they don't have to give you a refund because we were just renting it out to you, you didn't own this, so we don't owe you any money. It's like,
it depends on how much flack they take though.
This is true because thank you, because Ubisoft is creating offline modes for the Crew Motorfest and the Crew 2, so they got the point. Gamers were loud enough to get their point across, so they actually did do some good for gamers.
That's really, that's the. I wish more people took that away. Is that if we actually just speak quite loudly, don't be obscene,
yes,
don't threaten anybody.
I know you can't do that.
No, because as soon as you do, then you're angering up other people that are like, oh, you toxic gamers.
Yes.
You get labeled as toxic gamers.
Exactly.
And then that's it. The argument's over.
Yeah.
But if you, I don't know how this is going to be done, because how do you get that level of coordination between people, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
Everybody's got their own opinion, and there's so many. You don't know who you're dealing with either.
Yeah, this is
when you're talking to people online.
This is true.
And so many people justifying these price increases. It's like, what are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What, you want to pay more for less? What is? How? In what? What?
Yeah.
Why? Do you just have money to burn? Is that like your personal hobby or something? I'm sorry, but I have to pay attention to the money that I have, and like most people do.
Yes, it's extreme example. I've brought this example up before. Is like when Apple released their Vision Pro, $3,500 out the gate, and it's like you've priced so many people out of this, and they were surprised. It was like, we're not able to move all these units. It's like, yeah, I wanted to curse, but no crap, dude. If you make it $3,500, who's walking around with that kind of money and have it to spend on your thing? If I had $3,500,
what's wrong with all you peasants that can't afford a $3,500 Vision Pro? Oh my goodness! Like
Loki says, "Yes, I hate money and love spending it." Yes.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of money.
Yeah.
And I'd rather just
I'll give you that.
have the games rather than spend the money.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't believe in piracy.
It's on the high seas. Loki says, oh, okay. We'll start from here. Yubi might actually set a new precedent with adding in offline modes for the other two crew games. If it can be done with that,
that's what you mentioned.
it can be done with all of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And he's
Bake it
exactly
in, man.
right.
Set it as part of the development. That, I mean, it's if you've already got people working on a game that's going to have live service or it's going to need to connect to a server, just build a offline mode.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if Arcane Austin knew they were going to shut down. It might have come as a surprise, but just knowing that they were able to make an offline mode for Redfall that quickly, it's like it can be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, that game, such as it was, it's good that they actually managed to eke out a little bit of goodwill towards the end.
Yes. Yeah.
I was reading an article the other day that said, "Oh, we were too harsh to Arcane Austin." I'm like, who's we? Everybody seemed to be crapping on that game, and all of a sudden you're
been kind of, it's like, hey, hurry up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs.
No,
Fox.
You're all good. But so any last words? Any comments on?
Play your game and have fun with that.
100%. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wise words. That's why you're the indie retro boss. Always good to have you on, man. God.
Should just be common sense. But, you know.
Oh, Loki, you're gonna make me blush on here.
Oh.
He says, "Good show. Great to see you guys live again." Heck yes, good to be live again.
This has really been a treat, man.
Yeah. Same. Because I've just been putting together videos, trying to anyway. I've missed getting on live with everybody, you know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. But let me go ahead and close this out before
on YouTube, same name. So yeah,
all of that will be in the description, by the way, too. So if anyone wants to know, I got you. Right on. But I'll see you on the other side. We'll go close this out, and then we'll get backstage real quick. Twitch and this YouTube, great videos too, by the way. And our stuff is down there too. You know, look around. You know, there's tons of videos and lives that you can look through. Next live stream, keep it casual. Peace.